Why do we learn Torah? People will give all kinds of reasons why we learn Torah. My parents want me to learn. My father wants me to learn. My mother wants me to learn. My grandparents want me to learn Torah. My Rebbe really wants me to learn. Hashem wants me to learn. It's a mitzvah. Of course you have to learn. These are all pretty good reasons to learn Torah, but they are not the reason why we learn. They are not the fundamental reason we learn Torah. You know, the Vilna Gaon teaches us there are actually 3 categories of mitzvahs. You have mitzvahs bein adam l'chaveroi, and the fatherhead of that, the main mitzvah bein adam l'chaveroi, is gemilas chasadim. You have mitzvahs bein adam la'makoim, and the fatherhead of that is tefillah, where you daven to Hashem. And the Gemara teaches there's actually a 3rd category of mitzvah. It's called bein adam la'atzmai, between man and himself. And the Vilna Gaon says the classic example of a mitzvah that's bein adam la'atzmai is Talmud Torah. What does it mean that Torah is a mitzvah bein adam la'atzmai, between man and himself? What does that mean? You know, the Gemara tells us in Masechta Pesachim, Adav Samach Ches Amud Beis, that there was great Amoyer by the name of Rav Sheshes. And Rav Sheshes would review his learning every 30 days. And when the 30 days were over, he would go to the top of the mast of a ship, and he would say, Chadoi nafshoi, rejoice my soul, L'cha kiroi, l'cha tanoi. I learn Chumash for you, I learn Mishnah for you, I learn for myself. So Gemara asks, he learns for himself? Sounds a little selfish that he learns for himself. Doesn't learning Torah uphold the whole world? Doesn't someone who learns Torah actually pump life into the entire world? So why would Rav Shesha say that he learns for himself? You know, the Gemara says something very interesting. The Gemara says, Me'ikara, which many translate to mean in the beginning, ki aved inish, when a person learns, adaita denavshe ka'aved, he learns for himself. Is that what the Gemara means? That in the beginning, when you learn, you should learn for yourself? What, Rav Sheshes was a beginner? Rav Sheshes wasn't a beginner. He reviewed all of his learning every 30 days. He was a great Amoira. What does the Gemara mean? Me'ikara, that when a person learns, he learns for himself. The Vilna Gaon explains, Me'ikara doesn't mean in the beginning. Me'ikara means mainly, fundamentally, meaning the most basic reason to learn Torah is it's bein adam la'atzmai, which means as follows, that Hashem created every human being, every yid, with endless potential, endless ability. When Hashem gave us our neshama is literally a spark of Hashem. That means our capacity is infinite. But how do we bring that out? How do we access it? How do we draw forth the infinite ability that lays within our neshamas and bring it out? How do we accomplish what we're able to accomplish? Torah. Torah is bein adam la'atzmai. Yes, when you learn Torah, it brings you close to Hashem. But that's not what it was given for. Yes, when you learn Torah, it brings great shefa to the whole world. But that's not the primary reason to learn. The primary reason to learn is chadoi nafshoi. We learn for ourselves. When a Jew learns Torah, it helps access the infinite and endless potential that lay within our neshamas. Torah is for our own good. When we learn on Shavuos, when we stay up a Shavuos night, we're not doing it to make our father happy and our mother happy. Yes, that's a side reason. We're not doing it to make our Rebbe happy. Yes, it's good to make him happy, but that's a side reason. We're not doing it to bring nachas to Hashem, although that's a very great reason. The main reason that we learn, the fundamental reason why we learn, me'ikara, learning is bein adam la'atzmai. It's to help a person become who they can become. A person learns for their own development. The Torah is ours. It's what we need to become who we are able to become. Now, I'll tell you a story. After the Holocaust, my grandfather was liberated by the American army. That he was headed on a cattle car to the Tyrol Mountains, where the Nazis would force them to dig their own graves, and then they would be shot. And the Americans bombed the railroad tracks, And when the Germans realized that the Americans were coming, they quickly put on the American uniforms, and they put on the survivors their uniforms. But when the Americans came, they weren't duped by the scheme, because the Germans were fat, robust, and the survivors were walking cadavers. They were walking skeletons. And the Brigadier General, Henning Linden, gave my grandfather a gun. He said, "You're liberated now. Here, take revenge against the enemy." And my grandfather said, "Revenge? I leave revenge for the Ribbon Shalom." It's been 5 years since I'm reunited with my Gemara, Masechta Bava Basra. Now I have my Gemara. That's all I need. Me'ikara ki avid inish adaite denavshe avid. We learn Torah because that is the life of a Jew, to bring out who we're able to be, to fully have happiness and joy and delight in this world. We need the Torah. Bein Adam la'atzmai. Wishing everyone a Chag Kosher v'Sameach and a Gun Yom Tov.